Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. So Guru is the creator. Okay, no matter whether it is Hinduism or anything else, but it is like, the Gurus are the creators. They are the creators of the world, and they are the people who will actually give the world, the leaders or the people who will transform the way that we live, either happily or sad. Because the Guru can actually create, or he can actually give something else where the wisdom can be used, or not the wisdom, but the skill can be used in a different way. So with this having said, my topic for the day is mobility in education. Before jumping to it, maybe may I ask today who did not carry your mobiles? One person? Fantastic. Any other? So previously there used to be three factors, majorly for a human being to survive. There is roti, kapda or makan. There is food, shelter and clothing. But now mobile. That's the fourth element. So interestingly, every one of us are carrying it without fail. Though you forget major important things like, forgetting your wedding anniversary. Okay, that's common for men. But the most important thing is that, when you don't carry your mobile, you feel like, oh God, what's happening? My mails are not there. I don't know what my friend is, WhatsApping me. Or to Google something, you use your mobile. That leads to a lot of data traffic, costs on your mobile. We are not bothered about it. We are not bothered about the, inflation, what previously our, IPS was talking about, commissioner was talking about. But we are bothered about, okay, is my information that I require for the day, for this moment, is there or not? Well, when we looked at the topics, the big data, the cloud, the mobility, or anything else, Internet of Things, all these are not going alone. I mean, these are technologies which are disrupting, but as Gartner correctly defines, the nexus of force which are converging to make the world much more intelligent and a better place to live. So I say this, why? Because, everything should transform. The wisdom, the skill, the intelligence, the technology that we are inventing or disrupting, whatever, has to do one thing, right? The best thing that it should make the world a better place to live. With every technology that comes, there are boons and banes. Like this, like the same thing explained on social media, you can take much more positive things, and also there are bane. The same E is equals to mc square is the basic principle for building an atom bomb and also to generate electricity. It's the way that we actually use the technology to make the world live better. And for that, you require the right tools, that's the first thing, and you require the right knowledge. So for getting the right knowledge, the Guru is the only person. And I think so, thanks to ICT, that they have been bridging the industry and academia. Especially, this is a great initiative. The only reason being, everybody is busy in their own lives. For example, when I go back to my desk or when I go back to my room in the office, like I don't bother about anything because I'm now an educated person. When I was in, I'm doing my MBA, so I was more focused upon, okay, like, what is the, what do I do in the specialization? So, but that's not my botheration anymore. Now I'm looking at my career progression. So we actually get lost ourselves, and then we tune ourselves into a new world in terms of our own engagement, because we have a lot of things to do. So just to bring back the relevance. So as I told you, mobility is omnipresent and ever, it's there every time with you, every minute with you, every second with you. So I think so there will be a lot of messages that will be coming out on your mobile even now, and many people might be doing a Facebook. How many students are there here? No students? Okay, all are professors. Okay, fantastic. So let me just give you what, the agenda for the day is, from my perspective, what is mobile learning? What is actually in store for us? What is actually in store for the academia to understand, what mobile as a technology can benefit and how it can actually benefit. I want to also give you a practical example which we did for some of the universities, and how we are transforming our, how the academics are transforming not only in the West. Ideally speaking, we have, in India, we have the first university of the world, Takshashila. It was the first university of the world. So we taught the world what a university is, and then we taught the people what technology is, but now it's like, we are learning from the West. But also, on the other side, the technologies that we have, like the mobility, the cloud, big data, everything is now giving us access to the world. So there is nothing called, we are in India, but we are learning also from the universities. For example, I have learned a lot of things from Harvard, from massive online courses that are there. So that's called, if you are aware of it, Coursera, a lot of big universities are hosting their courses where you can learn and then also get certified. Of course, whether the certificate will be useful or not, you can actually add it to your LinkedIn profile, doesn't matter, but you have, learning never stops. And these are very much important. For example, maybe I'll just come back to that point in detail about massive online courses, which is very much important for us, who are transforming the next generations, to go through, new technology, to get access to the new technologies, to get access to the new learnings, to get access to the new communities and their thought process. So what is mobile learning? Now learning has been completely different. Previously we used to have the gurukuls, now then there are schools, universities, but now it's learning everywhere, anywhere, anytime. You are on vacation, then you can open your Coursera, topic and then start reading it. So it's not just learning. This time it's not just learning. You will have to be you will have to be communicating. You will interact. You will communicate with groups and learn also from them. For example, as a passion, I just learned how to play a guitar from Berklee School of Music. Just trying to experiment on Coursera at one of my first courses. So how do you play a guitar? So he was teaching, and I followed it, and then there was a assignment that was asked. How do you experience when you play the strings? What are those experiences that you have when you when you play A major or a minor kind of stuff? So that provoked me thought. Okay, there are insights that we need to grasp. So what is that feel, or what is that harmony that I'm actually experiencing when I'm actually playing one type of chord? So, but I have written that, and then there were recommendations from my peers saying that I think so you have only experienced to a little extent, but there is X, Y, Z other learnings also which you can understand from it. So then it actually expands your horizon. It expands your horizon to learn more, better, and then make yourself a better person. So learning and interacting and communicating. So these are the other two things which you do. And there are no, there is no particular time that you will have to learn, and there are a lot of no boundaries also exist for learning. Need not be in India. Maybe the MIT courses might be expensive to go and go to US and read, but you can still access from the internet and then learn from it. So, and also it's very much important, especially for the universities to brand themselves. For example, tell me the top 5 universities in the globe, in the world. Harvard, Kellogg, Wharton, whatever. So you'll only talk about US universities who are on the top 5. Do you know what is the rank of our Indian Institute of Sciences? It is ranked 300 in the recent rankings. Are we in the top 100? Yeah, we are in the top 100. We are in the 99th position. One of our IITs is in the top 99th position. One of our IIMs is in 86th position. So why? Because it's also important that we attract talent, because US universities try to do that by attracting diversity. They actually have diversity as one of the major things. They attract different types of talents from different countries. But what is that image that will actually build? It's all branding. Okay, it's not about marketing, it's not about making money itself, but it's about branding. The branding will give you, of course the branding will come with a lot of other things, which is more right things to do, that you need to have the best professors, you need to have more PhD guys, so more research and the other things. Apart from that, the positive image of the institution should also be, is one of the major, driving factor for that. And student satisfaction. So these are some of the things that, will be an integral element of learning. But how you can actually make all these elements in the learning with these new technologies that are in place. Communications. So for example, now there are 200 people in a class, assume, or maybe now let the teacher-student fraction, let us talk about it. In a typical school, there are about 75 students and there's one teacher. Do you know, can you give a personalized, advice to advice to any of the students? Definitely no. Why? Because you don't have the data. Everything is on physical records. For example, you have marks. When you give, who is the topper, who is the second topper, you might know who is the third topper, maybe 10 toppers. But in a class of 75, who are those students who are doing better, who are not doing better? Can you actually personally advise them? No, that is not possible with the current approach that we are actually doing. I mean, the current model that we have. So, the communication improvement is one of the major factors that where the technology will come as handy for you, wherein it will ensure that to give you, say for example, you can actually query, or you can actually analyze, like who are the students who require more attention to. But usually what happens is, especially when the backbenchers are making noise, we'll ask them to come to the front seat, right? So, it's only when people make noise, but you don't analyze on their marks. Maybe a backbencher might still score 100 on 100, but if he's making noise, we'll make them sit front. So, what I want to say here, what I want to emphasize here is that communication, because the personal interaction will actually guide them much better. Saying that, okay, what are the areas that you can improve? When you want to give a personal advice, for example, if you can ask him, you can ask the students to take additional courses where he can improvise on. So increase coverage of the communication, and one more, the most important thing for any of the academic institutes is to reduce costs. So how you can reduce costs? It is, I think so, it is kind of a, number game, definitely. But maybe I'm not going to stress too much on it. But with technology, you can definitely reduce a lot of costs. You can reduce your carbon footprint by reducing the paperwork. That's the first thing, and you can also increase effective, way to communicate with your students. So learning material, especially, you don't have to print tons and tons of your papers, and everything is digital. Effective learning, collaborative learning, discussions. For example, when you ask a question or when you want to conduct a instant quiz, say the next generation classrooms will be like something like this. The teacher will just say that, okay, let's have, or the professor will just say that let's have a quick quiz on the topic that we have discussed yesterday. So he will just swipe on his mobile device. So the mobile devices which are on the tables of the classroom will get the questionnaire, and then they will have to answer it. And instantly he can know what are the marks of each of them, what is the grasping power of the complete class. So everybody gets 0, then say that, okay, let's repeat the class again. So maybe that can be the future of, that it's not, that can be, it will be the future of the classrooms. So, and also, one more important thing is, okay, there are other benefits like time and budget. So, in short, the mobile learning is anywhere, anytime, which will give you effective communication to the students, and also the students can learn much more details. For example, my kid has looked at this iPad application where it says "My Incredible Body." He's 4 years old, and he understands what does heart do, and how the flow from mouth, esophagus, and goes to your stomach, and how the digestive system works. At the age of 4, if he knows this, I think he can be better. I'm not sure like if he will be a topper, but at least he understands the basic parts of the body in a 3D way. So you see more details about it. So technology, if you look at it as a boon, then yes, it has a great transformational power where it can remove the boundaries of time, place, reduce costs in terms of, and also increase more interaction and communications with your students, collaborate well. So all these are benefits that comes out of it. So let's see also practically on how next generation classroom will look like on an application that we have done for universities. So as professors, as teachers, as the academia, are you able to support this lifelong learning and optimized collaboration? But what are the tools that you require? So basically, if you look at the global trends, especially in terms of education, so there is an increased competition, intensive competition in terms of the education market. Of course, Indian universities are lagging behind a lot. Sorry to say this, even our engineering colleges, there are a lot of engineering colleges. We produce the largest number of engineering students on the globe. And they will be working in a service company, or they will be working on a product company, just as software engineers or anything else. We do little research. Why I'm trying to bring this point is we also have to understand that if we want to really make our universities better, we need to start competing with them. Why there are no online courses from even IMA onto Coursera, or any university from Tamil Nadu, or any university from Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh, or any of the states, any universities, why are they not registered on these online courses? Okay, not going too much on the online courses, but at least we'll have to have a brand positioning about ourselves, because we need to have the right content, we need to produce the right content. So the competition in the global market, if you want to compete in the global market as a great university, then you need to, that's one of the trends that is happening. Many of the universities started branding themselves in this educational space, and improved student satisfaction and performance. So when there is a one-to-one interaction, when the student himself analyzes his performance well, for example, he might be consistently doing bad in one of the subjects, but maybe he's intermittently doing some subjects well, or he doesn't know what is his passion. So if the analysis about his own academic records will give him an insight about him, then he might support himself, saying that, okay, well, I can actually do much better in English, or I can actually do much better in mathematics. So analysis about the student itself can improve his performance. And impact on research. Research is one thing which is which can be improvised. Reporting and compliance, leveraging of scholar mobility. So there are a lot of things which are impacting the education space. These are the trends which over a research we found. And for that, so best run learning with best in class solutions. So you require also the right technology to have or to compete in this intensive competition. So as I told you, mobility will be a very big, there's a lot of push from many of the governments across the globe to make the devices. So shortly you will see that the bags will be replaced with tablets. Okay, but with tablets comes internet, and internet comes with a lot of games. How can you stop someone from playing an Angry Birds within a class? Okay, even that's where the technology will come. So wherein you can actually disable the camera, you can actually disable some of the applications, or there can be specialized tablets which are only designed for the education, where only the educational apps will actually run. So the technology is actually changing the way the classrooms are designed, the courses are designed, the course material is designed, and the quizzes are conducted, and how the tests are taken. Now there are more online tests than the paper-based tests. So with the technology ever changing, we also need the right support from the technology. So here is a quick insight into the major functions of any university or a school or education institute, that what are the technology components that you need. The first important thing is like, mobile devices and user support management. So as I told you, how can you stop students from playing the Angry Birds? So you can use this. So there is a mobile device management where you can actually disable some of the features on the mobile itself. And distance learning services, for example, if you want to conduct a distance learning kind of stuff, education services, core school services. So there are different parameters in a curriculum that you want to conduct. So all this can be managed within the technology stack, whether it can be mobile enabled, sitting on a cloud, or you want to make an analysis of all the students, which can be a big data. So all this nexus of forces can put together on a platform. So the technology platform will help the education institutes to actually give them the next generation, or the next generation technology platform for these universities. So just a quick overview about there are the required internal and external building blocks of an education, future universities or future education institutes. So there are devices, software solutions. Okay, SAP. I'm from SAP, but I'm not talking about SAP here. Telecom and network and content. So there are a lot of players at the moment which are coming together to actually form a integrated software suite, which can be a ready-made product for you, including devices, which will pave a next generation learning learning approach in your universities. So change matters. Change is definitely good. So, and because the world is always connected, and henceforth it is very much important that we also change the way that we are thinking. Making it mobile enablement will be we will be forced to do that. Why? Because all the universities are now trying to see what are the benefits that they can get, and the benefits are really great. Because you have more interactive learning, more personalized approach, more analytics. So with technology helping the universities, I think so with this change will definitely occur. So with this, I would stop talking about the universities. I'm just trying to play a small video which will give you, you can look at this video.
Today's universities and research institutions must improve student performance, retain top students, and drive research and innovation, all in the face of tight budgets and fierce competition. Best-run colleges and universities use SAP solutions to manage the full student life cycle, cultivate donor relationships, and tightly manage costs and income. SAP's big data solutions offer institutions real-time access to registration levels so they can quickly reconfigure classes to avoid waitlists or overloading. With real-time insight into performance, faculty and advisors can identify students with special ability or identify struggling students. SAP Analytics provide educational organizations with visibility into institutional, student, and research performance to align goals with strategies and balance resources with needs. Our mobile applications enable institutions to unwire their campuses or research centers by delivering business data and applications anytime, anywhere, on any mobile device. Cloud-based solutions allow administrators to quickly deploy and adapt technology in response to changing needs at low cost and low risk, while ensuring flexibility, scalability, and integration across organizational processes. SAP has been involved with thousands of higher education and research customers worldwide. Now you too can take advantage of SAP's 40 years of experience to build a solid foundation for academic and operational excellence.
So I would like to also show you a small application in which we have, where you can actually witness how the future of university will look like, or how a future education institute will look like. So I was talking about one of the apps, right, the My Incredible Body, which actually gives 3D visualization. So this is one of the apps there. So how each of the part functions. And this is very simple and intuitive, because why he was able to understand more facts is there is one psychological study out there. Do you know what is the minimum age of a person required to understand a computer, a mouse, a system and screen and everything? It's 8 years. It's 8 years for an average student to understand how each and every component works and make it as a sync. Do you know what is the average age of a person or a human being to understand how to operate a iPad? 2 years, 3 years. Any other answers? 4 years. And it takes for an 8 months baby to operate an iPad. Yes, this is real because this is the research that they found. Because it's all interaction, right? That's why he can actually understand much better. Anyways, with this having said, I want to also show you what the future of university would look like. So this is one of the application that we did for University of the Future, connecting with all the cloud-based solution, analytics, big data and everything together on a mobile device. So he can actually go into the academics student. If he logs in as a student, then he can actually understand in what semester what are the subjects that he has. Then he can actually look at the calendar on the schedule of today, what are the classes that are there. For example, if he wants to register for a new course, he can actually add a new course. For example, he wants to do a research or he wants to do something on the finance, then he can actually choose the category and then register himself for the course. And then, he has communications, all the communications are in place, his Facebook, Twitter, email, help desk at your university is all integrated here. And there are some live feeds on the events that are happening within your university. There's a degree audit in terms of how many credits that he is till date, how many credits that he needs to earn, and what is pending from him, or whether did he fail grossly so that he needs to focus on the academics at least this semester, and a lot of other features like the notifications, campus lives, campus registration. So he can also get to know where's my university bus, so when it is coming. So then we also include this Internet of Things where there's the geolocation where when his bus is going to come and pick him up, course registration, social collaboration, and all these widgets which will help him to understand about his life as a student in the university. And also the same application or a similar application for the faculty on the curriculum that he has, on the social collaboration, campus life, students. So which is the student who's working, who's actually topping his class. So all the analysis of his students. So you will also get to know what are the credits and everything here. So I'm just quickly, document sharing. For example, he wants to share some documents, he wants to give some materials to the students, then he can actually host it on Dropbox kind of file system in which every student can access. And faculty support, so in case if there is a new learning, for example, there's a new technology trend that's happening, then the administration can actually push the material that he requests. So all this faculty support material can be there. He can access the digital library. He can have the notifications if there are some incidents happening. For example, building 1 is closed due to lack of electricity today. So kind of stuff. And then with administrators, so on the finance, how he is actually running, are there any donations or like the donor management, facilities management. And he can also get the analytics in place where how much is happening for each of them. He can bring the power of analytics to understand the details. So something like reporting, it's on the attendance part of it. So all this is now digitized. So the future of university will be more of tablet based, where we will not see students carrying books, but only one tablet, and all is bundled. All the life is bundled in only the tablet. So with this, thanks a lot for patiently hearing me. Thank you very much.